have a win apiece. It's 4th versus 8th on the ladder. And it's Fitzroy leading by 7 points. Wind has been sensational in the ruck. He's won the bulk of the big man's work. But no one can win it out of the middle, and Dennis Rich comes in to take another bounce. It was a fabulous 3rd quarter. Footscray came back with 5 quick goals, but then Fitzroy showed their courage and answered the challenge. Liberatore at the bottom. The ball spills free from Armstrong. West shows dash. He may run into a problem or two here, but they've got the numbers. Who can score the first goal? Croft's got to beat a couple, including Paul Roos. Stevens back on the ground, gets a hurried kick down towards centre wing. Gale couldn't take the mark. Now he's under pressure. Short kick by Mansfield, dribbles over the line. And a throw in. The opening minute of the final quarter. Wind ambles across. Manson with his new club. Tries to palm with the right hand. Hurried kick by Broderick. Down towards the 50-metre line. Ellen comes to meet it. Started on the bench. He's had a few touches. Try a ball on McCarthy. Again, at the bottom of the pack is Matty Mansfield. And another bounce. Game's been played at a fierce pace right from the opening bounce. But this is the quarter you've got to win. Guard tries to affect the score. Can't do so. Here's an opportunity for Fitzroy as McCarthy got away the hand pass. In towards full forward. Lynch trying to use the one hand. Remove his opponent with the other. It's over the line. Alistair Lynch has kicked a couple of goals, one in the first, one in the second quarter. It's in the Lions attacking zone now. Jimmy Wine taken out of it by Steve Wallace. Still in possession is Broderick. Now he loses it. He tries to paddle it wide. Is successful. Looking for Dunstan. Gets the hand pass away. Back to Broderick. High kick in towards full forward. No one can take a mark. And it's hammered defensively over the line for one behind. 12-10. Those 10-14. Just a couple of kicks the difference.
8 points the margin. Tui going straight up the middle. Wind is the target. In from the side. Good mark is taken by Stanfield. I suppose it begs the question too. What impact the bye last week for Fitzroy? Will they run on? Will they be short of a gallop? Here's Kellett meantime. Galloping down towards left half forward. Pursued by Armstrong. Kellett gets away to Croft on the 50. Surrounded by Fitzroy players. Brought down strongly by Baldwin. It comes to West. And West has put it out of bounds on the full. In the left full forward pocket. Scott West wearing number 14 this afternoon. Some great big men have worn that number with distinction at Footscray. John Schultz, Barry Round, and a little man this afternoon with an opportunity there. Meantime, Seacamp and Hawkins getting involved. Back with the ball. Free kick around the outer side. Off hands. Atkins. Forward of the wing. Floats one back inside the attacking 50. Hawkins. Was he taken high? Not according to the umpire. Still he goes Hawkins. Tunnels it back. Del Rey now an opportunity. 35 metres out. Has missed to the near side. He's taken one over that right eye. Just over 21 minutes remaining. 10-15. Play is 12-10. So the margin back to what it was at three-quarter time. Paul Roos issuing some instructions, as is this man, Broderick, who doesn't normally kick the ball into play. He's taking a long time. Lack of experience. He goes in short and finds Armstrong.
Who plays on, sneaks away from Hawkins. Up towards centre wing and Roos. As we saw, took a sensational mark earlier in the day. It was the Paul Roos of old. But he's having a very good game. That one dropped short. Mark taken by Ellen. Strongly built young man. Shane Ellen from half back. Drifting it towards centre wing. Well, he wanted Wine. He's not going to find him. So again, Fitzroy able to hold it up. Seacamp. to half forward. Could have almost been infringement. No, Ellen again, playing on from the back. That's another poor kick. Another very poor kick. Broderick, 60 metres out. Broderick goes in towards Lynch. A little too far for him. He couldn't take the mark. Pressure now on the Footscray defence once again. Stanfield tries to get it out. He's successful. And they're out of trouble up towards centre wing and Wallace. Got to beat a couple. One of them is Jimmy Wine. Wallace still going. Takes it to Croft. Now Croft is clear. A couple of bounces over centre wing. Footscray to go to half forward. And this time a strong mark taken by Delray. 30 metres out, almost directly in front.
Set up beautifully here by Steve Wallace, working his way in front of Jimmy Wine to steal that ball. And Danny Delray, who's had a good contest with Mark ZANOTTI, he's worn him very closely. Danny Delray has still been able to kick 2 goals 3. And from about 35, 40 metres out.
Worn him very closely, looking at that. An important kick. Straight through the middle. The Dogs are still barking. Delray gets his third. Ball kicked in the second half.
It's 3 goals 3 to Danny Delray. A very good contest with Mark ZANOTTI, who's provided stiff opposition there playing at full-back. There's a very important play from Steve Wallace, working his way, winning that contest when he looked completely out of it. Matthew Croft kicking the ball into the forward line, and good use of the body by Danny Delray.
Point the difference. Wind, half a chance, left it behind. Wallace down towards half forward. Ruse with courage. He's at centre half back. He plays on to Broderick. Down towards left half back. Paul Broderick. Probing kick down towards half forward. McPherson read it best in the air. He's at right half back. Sends it back towards the wing. Croft. He's tried very hard this afternoon. Only a youngster. Long kick. Fitzroy have got the numbers 2 on 1. But Reynolds, a superb leap. Again.
Well, his performance has been outstanding since being moved to the forward line. He's taken 6 marks. He's had 18 possessions in stiff opposition. Paul Ruse and Brett Stevens.
Both of whom were trying to mark. Reynolds kicking at his third. Good looking effort too. They contest right on the goal line. Was it a cross? No. Off hands. Ruse, the saviour. And the scores are level. So a tie last round. Essendon and Carlton. Will history repeat itself here this afternoon? ZANOTTI. Into Mines, goes short. Seacamp. Back to ZANOTTI. The obligatory bounce. He comes up towards centre half back. Still he goes. Feeds it out wide. This is Baldwin. Towards half forward. McCarthy out of position. Ellen did pretty well, but didn't hang on. Hunter is slung. Guard camps underneath it. Gee, I would have paid that mark. That's tough. He could do nothing else. Must have been close to 10 metres. The umpire will ball it up. The man stood there. He didn't take his eyes off the ball. Umpire made him earn it.
Fitzroy fans needing pretty strong hearts. Took till the last kick of the day before they beat Carlton. And this one could also go right down to the wire. Scores level. Ball in the centre of the ground. Kolyanook has it. Gets it across to Atkins for Footscray. Simon Atkins. Long hand pass. They're trying to set something up here. What can the Dogs do? A long kick in towards full forward it goes. Holding. Not paid. Not paid, Bernie. Play on is the call. Wine takes the hand pass from ZANOTTI, and Fitzroy out of trouble. Wine bounces his way across half back, and I think was heading for the boundary line. Steve McPherson will get there in time. He'll keep it in play only momentarily. Wine again, still on centre wing. Gets away from Ellen. A high kick. Doesn't gather a lot of distance, but a strong mark taken by Tui. They're still on with it now, the Dogs. Wallace towards the 50-metre line. And again, the mark taken by Keenan Reynolds. In a similar spot as to where he took a screamer just a few minutes ago. He's too far out to score, but he'll centre it. Delray drops back. At the back is Hawkins. He's got to beat a couple of them. Leading was Seacamp as he was able to push it away. Armstrong caught one. He'll take it from the back pocket.
Matthew Armstrong decides to run it out. He comes up towards centre half back, goes for distance, telling kick too, but ill-directed. McPherson goes back and takes the mark.
They're falling down across half forward, Fitzroy, in this last term.
82 points apiece. Still plenty of time. Ellen swings it out wide. Reynolds did well. Couldn't hang on. It fell in front. Stevens releases the ball to Wine, who boots it towards left half forward. Dunstan close to the boundary line. Stevens demanding the ball back, but somebody's right alongside him. A Footscray player. So Dunstan made the right decision. Boots it down towards the pocket, and Gale. Footscray have got the numbers down there. Stanfield to McPherson. Lays it off. This is Mansfield. Feigns a hand pass. Has a bounce. Up towards centre half back. Boots towards half forward. Roos uncontested. Paul Roos just inside the centre square. Defensively for the Lions. Scores a level. Roos squares the ball. Zanotti. He'll have it on the wing. Confronted out there by Hawkins, who stays off him. Zanotti then proceeds to kick it across towards Armstrong. It was one of two number 14s. Luckily for him, Armstrong took the mark. Boots down towards centre half forward. Wine goes up, trying to crash his way through his guard. It was wrenched out of his hands by McPherson. Taken by Toohey to Mansfield. Mansfield goes looking for Wallace, who slipped. Bad luck for the Dogs. Baldwin gets it to McCarthy, measures it, kicks, and kicks truly. Well, it came down to a slip for Wallace. The third goal for McCarthy. I've got him for 4, depending on what you do with that one in the third term. Was it Gale or was it McCarthy?
Well, this is a critical error here from Matty Mansfield, going for the short pass. He's a left footer, trying to pass on his right boot. He did have a little bit of time to steady and probably get onto his left boot. And McCarthy making them pay dearly. A good kick for goal from about 45.
It's like a grand final here at Princes Park. A seesawing struggle, a desperate game. The Dogs trying to come back. Croft goes long with a penetrating kick to the forward line, and Del Rey takes the mark. Goal for goal. Danny Del Rey has kicked 3. Oh, Koyunuk caught. He's lost it.
Well,
and Danny puts his hands on his knees and says, "What have I done? What have I done?"
Well, Danny, really, he should be having a shot from 40 metres.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that. There's a free kick. Koyunuk, a great tackle from Zanotti. I think Danny's just lost a little bit of confidence in his kicking this afternoon.
Zanotti heads to the outer side and finds Armstrong. Suddenly Fitzroy out of trouble for the moment. McPherson. It's a favourable bounce. They need the next goal, Footscray, if they're going to have a chance. High floating kick in towards the middle. Roos caught from behind, but he affects the spoil. And Dennis Rich comes in for a bounce. Under 14.5 minutes remaining. 6 points the margin. On a warm day, going to be very tight at the end of this game. Atkins out to Wallace. They're still going. Ellen. High kick by the youngster to full forward. Zanotti. Del Rey. Liberatore in the pocket. What can Little Libber, the Brownlow champ, do? He's got caught. Look at the desperation of that Fitzroy defence. A throw in the Dogs' right forward pocket.
He saved them last week, Libbers, with 4 great goals against Melbourne.
Yeah, it's been terrific today for the Lions. 16 possessions, but that time just pushing it out of bounds. And now there's going to be a free kick for a high tackle. It'll be taken by Croft.
He's been quite lively, hasn't he, Dennis, across half forward?
He's done very well.
He's had Paul Roos as his direct opponent, but he still had plenty of the ball himself. Paul Roos playing, well, he's that loose man really across half back. Paul Roos 15 and 12. And Matthew Croft has had 12 kicks and 2 hand passes, 7 marks.
This will tie it up again. Just over 13 minutes remaining in the contest. Croft, from about 35 metres, has kicked it. His first goal, 88 points apiece, 13-10 to 12-16.
Finished very strongly a couple of weeks ago here at Princes Park, Fitzroy, with 7 goals in the last term. They haven't shown that sort of form today, but there's that free kick. against Matthew Croft, and from about 40 metres out, started it out to the right side. The breeze bringing it back from right to left. And as I said, he's been a handy performer for Footscray across half forward, although with a tough opponent in Paul Roos.
Scores level at Princes Park. Peter Cameron asks them to play on. Satori gets a high kick down towards the half-forward line. The pack is there. Offhand Stevens, 40 metres, into the pocket. Michael Dunstan covered himself in glory not so long ago when he had the last kick of the day to beat Carlton. Michael Dunstan can again put his side in front.
This is usually very reliable with the set shots. He's missed 2 on the run today.
Well, he turns 22 on Monday. It'd be a lovely birthday present for him. Could still be a very important point. 13-11. There's 12-16. Under 12 minutes remaining, so there's power of time left for either one of these very courageous sides to pull off a thrilling victory. Mansfield. Wine. Not paid the mark. I think now he may ask the question.
Well, it wasn't marked, Andy. Conditions such as these, you must really
Hold
control it.
Big man wins it with the left hand. Atkins, well tackled. The tackling's been a feature of this game. Atkins and Armstrong. Matthew Armstrong playing his 92nd game. So a big milestone for him coming up in a couple of months if he can maintain his fitness. West. Hustled so much he's lost the football. Look at Liberatore working hard at the bottom. Sock it off the ground. Baldwin. They missed him. He's still going, Baldwin. Down into the pocket, he sees it over the line.
Lucky they did miss him.
Yes.
It was just a blur, wasn't it? Coming out from the forward line there for Footscray.
Satori tries to pluck it out of the air. Croft comes in over the top of Paul Broderick, and another bounce will take place.
A point the difference. The Lions lead. That breeze is backed around a little bit. It's going more directly down the ground, but not a lot of it. Any advantages with the Lions now. This is Dundas. Well done. Still he goes. Wind. Boots it towards the wing, and Lynch on the lead. Drops the mark. Time to recover. Alastair Lynch towards the 50. Out comes Manson. Terrible bounce for him. Tui now. Forward of half back. Down towards half forward. What can Reynolds do this time? Another spectacular leap, not paid. McCarthy got it to Wine. Back inside the 50, pushing the back surely. And Tui will get the free. Advantage is paid. And they run it out. This is Ellen, who got it from Hunter. Reynolds once more. A real live wire on the forward line. Goes to Collinhook just outside the 50 in the shadows of the stand. Collinhook with his side trailing by a point. Goes for the kickoff line. Good looking kick too. He set it up for Del Rey down there. Zanotti gets back. Punches towards the boundary line defiantly. It's taken by Dundas, who runs it across the line on the defensive 50. Dundas and Del Rey get involved.
And Manson off for Fitzroy. He's been replaced by Caven.
So Robert Shaw wants more mobility, and now a free kick as a result of a skirmish out there, and it's gone to Armstrong. Short to Satori, over the top to Roos. They need to watch him carefully. Roos just behind the center circle. 89 to 88. 9 minutes remaining in the game. Towards half forward. Ellen misses it with Dash McPherson. Atkins slides in. Still he goes, Atkins. Robbed of it though. Broderick at close quarters to Stevens. Oh, courageous mark. Elliott.
65 metres out. Directly in front. He's going to charge them to full forward with a long drop punt. A mark taken by Gale, who was under plenty of pressure. Through for one behind. 2 points now. Terry Wheeler sees his side just 2 points down at the moment. Tui. Long kick. Lions have the numbers. Lynch has the football. Plays on quickly. Fitzroy holding it at the moment. The veteran Stevens goes back again. The long kick by Armstrong. Deep in towards the forward zone and over the pack for another behind.
Beautiful long kick, wasn't it, from Matthew Armstrong. 55 metres out, just touched on the goal line.
3 points. Under 8 minutes remaining. Tui again. Straight down the middle. Liberatore. Off to Atkins, was held. Play goes on. West applies a very good tackle. This time he is rewarded. To half forward, he had a couple of options there. I think it was Cameron who slipped. But Barry Stanfield has the opportunity now of regaining the lead for the Dogs.
Stanfield's played a lot of football on the forward line, especially in the under-18s at junior level. He played most of his early football at centre-half forward, in fact, so he would have had plenty of shots at goal.
He's directly in front. It's a drop punt. Goal umpire making plenty of ground, but he says it's okay. The Dogs are back in front. 13-16 plays 13-13.
Stanfield following the play downfield for
Round 3 in the competition in football of this caliber. It's quite remarkable. Lynch on the ball, outrucked by Wine. Atkins had it, then lost it. It spills across to Wallace, who boots it down towards half forward, and the guard does very well again. Or is it Caven down there? It's Caven this time. Up from the back pocket towards the wing. Lynch went hard at that ball and as a result took the mark on his chest. Plays on. Kicks inside the 50. The son of problem. Satori is down there with Tui. It comes behind the pair of them. Bouncing around. Eventually McPherson, who had a crack at it, came back and found it. Goes to the middle and west. Runners outside. Atkins, his 30th possession. Down towards half forward. In front. It's missed by Morris. He goes after it. Polinook's got it now. In trouble. Stevens lays it off, back to Morris. Morris across the ground. Wallace favoured by the kick. He takes the mark on his chest. Right half forward. Del Rey is on for the short one. He's got it inside the 50, hard against the boundary line. His kicking hasn't been all that confident all day. Can he manufacture something here? Peter Cameron comes across to set the angle.
This will test him, I think, Dennis. And he'll kick this from about 55 metres. Probably too far, I'd say.
This could inspire a victory. It'll make the margin 9 points if he kicks a goal. He's missed to the near side. Not by much. So the margin now is 4 points. Footscray lead.
It's 3 goals 4. Sorry, Sandy. 3 goals 4 to Danny Del Rey.
Plenty of time. As you can see, just under 5.5 minutes remaining. ZANOTTI. Caven on the defensive 50-metre line. Thought about the hand pass to the player going past. Now he wants his skipper. Del Rey. Centering kick for his ruckman. The Brownlow medalists on centre wing. Wine sending the Dogs to half forward. And it's a mark. Croft has taken a good mark. Just inside 50. And Matthew Croft, who kicked a goal earlier in this quarter, has the chance to stretch the Bulldogs' lead. 14th kick.
Caven's had a tough day.
Croft from 50 metres. Away! He sprays it to the right. Out of bounds on the full.
Well, that's an ordinary kick. Just a little bit further out. Tried a little bit harder on that occasion for distance and sprayed it.
ZANOTTI takes it from Brad Stevens with his 13th kick. Brings it back into play. And finds Jeremy Gard. Tucked in the back pocket. Now it's the Lions who must score to regain the lead. Ruse waits at the back. It doesn't come his way. Atkins is down in front. Leon Cameron is built like a splinter, but he gets it away to Wallace. A high kick, a centering kick. Where are the Flyers? They all flew, but it's a Footscray mark at the bottom of the pack, showing all the experience is skipper Dougie Hawkins.
Oh, what a mark, Dougie. He put his body in front. It looked as though, I think it was Morris or guard coming over the back, had the sit, and should have been able to affect the spoil. And there is an excellent mark to Dougie Hawkins. He's been very quiet.
Yes, he's had only a couple of marks today and only 5 kicks, Bernie.
But this probably his most important kick.
Certainly is. The Hawk goals, and the Dogs go further ahead. With just over 3 minutes remaining, 14-17, Footscray, Fitzroy at 13-13.
Well, they've kept on coming, and reward for that effort. It looks like they'll get the 4 points, just over 3 minutes remaining, and Footscray are running on slightly the better. West gets a hand pass out. No, in fact, it was a throw. Free kick here to Broderick. The Lions desperate for the next goal, and quickly as Broderick sends it long down towards half forward. Tui knocks away from behind. Good policy. Guard the hurried kick into open space. It's Hunter and Dunstan. Hunter looking for the boundary line. Keller tries to go off the ground. Stevens put his head down, and he's going to get a free kick. Well, he's a bit lucky there.
Why is that? If you got your head down picking up the ball, you can't charge in and belt a bloke around the shoulders or the head, Dennis.
I thought he was controlling the ball, but regardless, he got the free, and Liberatore goes back and slides it through for a behind, making a concession down there. And now a bit happening close to the fence. Mansfield's got Dundas, and Dundas is responding in kind.
I'd worry more about the scoreboard at the moment because there's only just over 2 minutes remaining.
101-92. Footscray in front. A terrific performance by the Bulldogs. Various times today, all but gone. And they've resurrected themselves. McPherson puts it virtually straight down the middle. McCarthy was up to fist away. Liberatore, like a cork in the ocean. Brilliantly done. Bob to his feet, booted it wide and runs it out of bounds. And the clock continues to run. It goes under 2 minutes now. The margin 9 points. Footscray lead. And they trailed at every change today by 20 points at quarter time, 23 at the half and 7 at 3/4. This is Matthews up towards the wing. 1 minute and 3/4 to go. He centers the ball to Morris. Now Morris. Long bomb towards half forward. Tui in best position. Couldn't hang on. McPherson sockers it out wide. West and Gale. West, the younger man, close to the boundary line. Gale does well. Hooks it wide.
Under 1 minute 20 left. Here's the throw in. Atkins stands his ground. Fitzroy need the next goal, and they need it very, very smartly. They've got the chance through Dundas. Down towards half forward. Lynch has taken the mark. 40 metres out. 45-degree angle.
And the clock doesn't stop here, of course, Sandy. Yes, it does, because the umpire has called time on.
Alastair Lynch. He needs a goal if they're to have any faint chance, and he's got it.
Whoa.
So they're still in with a chance. As Lynch and Stanfield. 32 seconds remaining. Who can win it out of the centre? That's what's going to win this game of football. It's down towards Fitzroy's zone. Beautiful smother. That was Armstrong. Now Seacamp towards Lynch. But he can't get there in time. It races over the line in the right forward pocket. He asked the question, was I big? Robert Shaw looks pensive.
Well, the clock shouldn't have stopped there.
That's right.
It should not have stopped.
Well, it has. Ruse wins it. It's off again now. Leon Cameron has had a patchy day. McPherson over the line. That could be it for the gallant Lions. Victory to Footscray, who've come from behind in a marvellous struggle here at Princes Park. One must feel very sorry for the Fitzroy club. who led by 20 points at quarter time. They stretched it to 23 by half time, and some serious questions were being asked about Footscray. But the Dogs, the boys from the West, have come out and they've answered those questions in the second half to pull off a most exciting victory. The final scoreline here at Princes Park shows Footscray 14-17, 101, beating a gallant Fitzroy 14-14, 98.